Hey fellow special project constructors, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty, episode 13, Riverbank Bridge. The first thing I'm going to do at the start of the stream is to set up the automatic workshop bill to make bronze tools. Because now we have an income of bronze. We have some of our population working the miners' workplaces, getting tin and copper. So let me show you that. So here's copper. And this one should be tin. And then we have someone working the smelter. Where is that? Yep. Turning the copper and tin into bronze. Looks like this smelter actually needs a little bit more firewood. So before I queue up the bill to roll out bronze tools, I'm gonna make sure they have enough firewood queued up so that they don't run out. Oh, because we're really low on logs. All right. Well, this is one of those. It always brings me back to the Malcolm in the Middle like meme, where Hal goes out to like fix a light bulb, and then like he opens up a drawer and the drawer like is squeaky, and then he goes to the garage to try to find parts and he can't, and then his car won't start. So in order to fix a light bulb, he has to like replace the engine of his car. It's something along those lines. Doing this always reminds me of that. Of like, oh man, just one thing leads to another. You know. Biggest point in case of that is the supply chain failure during COVID. When COVID hit, you know, it didn't take much for the entire global supply chain to just go to hell very fast. But I digress. In order to have firewood for the automatic smelter, I needed logs, and then I realized I didn't have a lot of logs, so then I needed to cut down some trees for the logs, you know, so on and so forth. So here we go. I'm just making sure that the smelter, and I'll probably have to adjust the workforce so that we make enough firewood. Oh, hello. We make enough firewood for the smelter. So here's my new weapon, and as you can see, it's mightily more effective than my previous ones. So that dog just went poof, or wolf rather. It wasn't a dog. I don't kill dogs, not unless the game forces me to. All right, now that I have supplied that, if we take a look at jobs, and I scroll down to the smelter, the firewood is no longer in the red, meaning that the daily production of bronze will actually work. Good. All right, then the last part of this is going to the jobs, going to the woodworking table, and setting up all these stone tools to subsequently become bronze tools. But what I want you to do while I work on this is to vote on what I do next. So, before I start setting up the bills, here are the options. Working on a quest. So I do have 3 side quests to talk to the farming village, the mining village, and the hunting village. And then I have the quest to talk to the Abbot for permission to start a second village. I could build up the village. In building up the village, I would probably expand the population a little bit and maybe add some more firewood. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Beautifying the village would be like lighting and pathing, probably. Searching for refugees to recruit. That almost doesn't need to be in there because the game updated and refugees are dime a dozen, but I could improve my gear. Liberate a region. So in terms of liberating regions, it would probably be the Awasaki region in order to get access to iron and then also iron tools. Subsequently, somewhat skipping over bronze, but I could leave it up to polling because there's other zones that would be useful as well. The Seiji region would give me tanning vats, which allows me to make leather, and then the Eastern Swamps region gives me the small Tatara furnace, allowing me to actually process the iron, because the iron is not processed in the same smelter as the bronze. It's a different one. Explore points of interest. Probably going to shrines in order to pray at the shrines. so that I could level up my Way of the Monk, and yeah, feel free to vote for whatever you want. Okay, so let's set up the new bills. So this is my woodworking table, and I want to manage the job. So I am going to throw out the stone versions of everything. And instead, do a bronze axe. I'm going to make... And I probably need to seed the process with bronze because there's not enough bronze in storage for this. But make 2 bronze axes a day. And 2 bronze picks a day. Maybe 1 bronze adze. And 1 bronze knife. Did I? Oh, and a bronze hammer. 2 bronze hammers. Maybe I'll do 2 adze. So 2 axes, 2 picks, 2 adze, 1 knife, 2 hammers, and 2 buckets. And if we want this to actually work, I need to seed it with bronze ahead of time so that there's bronze in the stockpile so that they can actually do the thing. Where is my, Oh, my smelter's in here. Right. So, yeah, I just need to get the smelter going and hope that they catch up with what they've supplied. Cool. Alright, looks like you guys want me to work towards a quest. Neat. Taking a look at the general village before I go. It looks like heating is barely... there's almost no overhead. So before I plan on doing anything else, I need to make sure that we provide better heat, because a lot of that firewood becomes used in the smelter. So you are logging conifers. I'm going to have you log 22 conifers and then turn... yeah, then turn into firewood. And one thing that you might have noticed is each and every job has their own set of tools. So, making a bucket requires an adze. Making an axe requires a hammer, you know, and some of these, because I don't have a lot of extra tools, what ends up happening is some of the bills will be made with wooden or stone versions of it until we have enough tools for each and every person to have bronze tools for their work. And that takes a few days for your bronze supply and your tool making to catch up, which is normal. Alright, you guys want me to work towards a quest, so let's do that. What quest? Talk to the Abbot, go to hunting, go to farming, or go to mining. So the Abbot, the hunting, the farming, and the mining. I have 4 quests, and you can pick which of the 4 you think I should do. Yeah, I keep going to the house where the toolsmith used to be. I know, right? I just continually make that mistake. Alright, in terms of our dynasty, we're dynasty level 11. At 24, we get security. Security is actually really easy to fulfill. So that's not a hard, that's not a difficult requirement to meet if we did level up to population 24. And that is worth noting that if I did start a second village, it is total population amongst all villages. It's not just the population for Yadatsu, which is the village that we're in now. So you can't get around this by, like, spreading your people out amongst a bunch of different villages. It will still add to the total. Draco, thank you for the resub. Alright. That looks like you guys don't know what you want me to do. It is like a three-way tie. So if you haven't voted, please feel free to do so. Actually, you know what? It just occurred to me, I don't like the bell where it is. Now, I'm going to put the bell, like, over here, which feels more in the center. Not in, well, maybe over here, in front of the wells. There. And this does, if you're wondering, change the sphere of influence town bubble. So if you move your bell far enough away that one of the buildings lies outside of the range, it, like, disables that building. That building will cease to be able to be used for your village. So you got to be careful with that, because it's possible to move your bell around and, like, break stuff. Oh, there was healing in... Okay, I'll just take that too. Thanks, yoink. Alright, looks like you guys want me to talk to the Abbot. I'm all for it. I'll give you one more minute to vote on this, just in case you want to change your mind at the last second. But I plan on going to the Abbot if nothing else arises. So we have lots of tin and copper in general storage, so it's really just a matter of smelting it. Now I can move the woodcutter even further away? Yeah. Yeah, if I set up another woodcutter, it's going to be closer to the base so that I can use the woodcutting station rather than way over there. I like the aesthetics of it being on the outline, but it's functionally pretty worthless. So that much is true. All right, I think it's pretty safe to say that open the gates is going to be the tracked quest. So open the gates has us going down to the temple region, and I've been there, so it's really easy to get back there. I can just fast travel there. I also have some stuff to sell. There you go. So in reaching Dynasty level 7, and we were 7 a long time ago, because I'm already 11, we can start another village. We just have to talk to this dude. Greetings. The Joranji Temple welcomes everyone, as everyone can rely on Amida's grace and hope for salvation. Namu Amida Batsu. Or Butsu. I take it you are followers of Honganji, and yeah, pronunciation is going to be horrible. I apologize. Why, yes, this is the branch of the temple, the mighty school. I am the Abbot. You seem new here, so let me explain some things. Where other schools offer complicated rituals available to the wealthy and privileged, we only ask that you repeat the words Namu Amida Butsu. They are the same, be you slave or a lord. Let your life flow in accordance with the Buddha Amida powerful grace. I came here to tell you that I started to rebuild the burned village. You did well to come here. Right now, we're establishing new villages. Establishing new villages is forbidden, but technically speaking, you are not breaking the law because the burned village never ceased to be. We could frown on the sidestepping the law like this, but it is the right thing to rebuild the village, filled with memories of suffering, which distract from following the proper way. I didn't really rebuild the village. I kind of just moved it, but whatever. Technicality. The temple will be watching you, but you may proceed with what you have started. It may help others find peace and reliance of the immediate grace. Other people harmed by war would gradually settle in the Naro Valley. This is a promise I gave to them when I left. One village may turn out not to be enough. So I humbly ask your permission to found another village. Well, you chose to ask me before acting. You wanted to be guided by Amida's grace first. This is the proper way. Word has reached us that you have worked for the benefit of the valley. Guided by you, these new settlers are helping us all in these difficult times. Your first village prospers, and its prosperity also affects the temple. You have done well. I shall entrust you with a second village bell. I humbly thank you. Would you allow me to build 2 villages? Finish one journey before you start another new one. Your first villages and the rest of the valley need your attention. There will come a time when I ask when you asked for another bell, but you were not yet prepared. So at Dynasty level 13, you can have 3 villages. But I already have a village bell for the second one, which you only get from the Abbot, mind you. So in placing the village, you want to place it where there is a strategic village resource that you can't acquire. So at the moment, I don't have any other regions liberated that matter, because Injuro Rebel region has copper and tin, and Soji has copper, and Mountain has tin and bamboo. I don't really need bamboo enough to bother setting up an entire village just for bamboo. It's not that important. What I could consider is setting up a village in the Central Plains to get ice and premium conifer. The benefit of ice is that in the winters you can mine ice on the lake, and mined ice will allow you to make sake in mass. And the premium conifers are required to build like mansions, and it's just a little bit of an aesthetically different look for a building material. Some weapons also require premium wood, but you can, if you just need a few for weapons, you can just go into the Central Plains region and cut down a premium conifer. You don't need a village resource for it. We could also, so yeah, I'm going to have you guys decide what village resource to seek out next. Iron, ice, clay, and this part of the region, the riverbank region, does have ice and clay, which might be nice. There's also iron sand, but I don't need iron sand yet, so I'm not going to bother with putting iron sand into the poles. So this is like, where should I settle a second village? And that's not necessarily what I do next anyway. I think what I want to do is, while you vote on this, I'm going to talk to the 3 other villages to see what they want. So talk to the farming village, the mining village, and the hunting village, just to check up on what they're asking for. So we'll start with Iwasaki, the mining village. And yeah, the stream seems to have, like, internet hiccuped. I've had some internet hiccuping today, so I apologize. So here in the mining village, I need to learn about Iwasaki by talking to the villagers and ask Saburobi about ironworking. Ooh, the storm went away. Now I don't have to, like, yell over it. That's nice. Please be brief. In the mining business, there is no time for small talk. I can see I'm speaking to a person of importance. Flattery does not work on me, but I have no false modesty either. Go on. I am a humble refugee, like many others. What do you want, eh? I'm starting to like you. I welcome refugees with all my heart, as long as they bring profit. Keep that in mind. It's for the common good. Without my iron, there would be no Peasant Kingdom, no plows for the farmers, no axes for the woodsmen. I have looked after the village for decades. I started as a naive young man, an official of the Shugodono ruling this valley. When the Lord left Kyoto, I was aiming to please my masters. I've since learned to be more careful about doing other people's bidding. When the second Ikki came, and the people of the valley united against the Shogudono, I understood that some of the rebels' arguments were reasonable. And I still cooperate with the former rebels for the good of the valley. I came here hoping to learn something about metallurgy. I respect you for what you're trying to do for the valley, but that doesn't mean I will share my trade secrets with you. It's my livelihood and I'm not going to give it away. I want to cooperate with you for the good of the whole valley. That's a noble sentiment, but if you want to be a leader, you have to understand one thing. A man of business has to be cautious. I'm no worker or a slave like that Ondong fellow who cannot stop blabbering about such matters. In the meantime, please share a meal with me. It's always a pleasure to dine with an ambitious up-and-comer. Thanks for the meal. I was actually hungry. So, eat. Ask Ondong about ironworking. Yeah, and sorry about the internet hiccup. I think it actually wasn't present on my side, so I think this was a Twitch thing. That, like, Twitch disconnected me because my internet actually didn't miss a beat. I decided to cut this dude's bamboo down. All your bamboo belong to me. It looks to me like you guys want ice and clay. Should I settle a new, or should I work on liberating an ice and clay region, or talk to village leaders? Have you picked that? Oh. It's going to be one of those streams. So I think what I'm going to do is head back to our village and make sure that the bronze is being pulled from the smelter so that our tool worker can make the appropriate amount of tools. Because, yeah, there's not a lot of bronze queued up in here. I think we're still bottlenecked on firewood. So, yeah, I'm going to feed the system a little bit more firewood ahead of time before it becomes an issue. The problem is when you're balancing your inputs and outputs, there's like a 1-day delay, right? Because the work doesn't get done until the evening. So I told my carpenters to cut more firewood, but that's not going to get cut today. It will get cut tonight. Basically, everything gets put in the warehouses at night, meaning that if I don't work towards balancing it now, the smelter won't be able to smelt all the bronze that I'd queued up because they're going to be out of firewood. Whoa! Lion tree. So I'll reset the timer for this poll because I know it's like coming in and out in terms of disconnecting. I'm assuming it's weather related because it's snowy where I am. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of firewood so that we don't bottleneck the smelter. There we go. So oh wow, all of the logs that I put in there disappeared. I think what's happening is my carpenters are trying to make firewood, but there's no logs being supplied because there needs to be at least a day's worth of logs in storage for them to be able to make firewood with it. So I'm going to also just plop a bunch of logs into storage so that they can make firewood out of it. And with all of the tree cutting I've been doing, I leveled up my... Oh, I also leveled up Way of the Leader, too. Let's get... effective maintenance. And for tree cutting, let's get efficient lumberjack. I don't know how many logs they're gonna need, but I'll just get a whole bunch. Also, I think my shovel's about to break. So it looks like you guys want me to liberate a region. Okay, those logs didn't immediately disappear, meaning that it works. Good. Gonna plank some of the conifers so that I can make myself a new shovel. Shovels actually might be something that I want my carpenter to make automatically. That's like worth considering, just so that I don't have to make my own shovels. I can pull them out of the tool workshop, having them do it instead. I'm not used to the new layout yet, as you may have noticed. Alright, so the plan is to liberate the riverbank region, because it has ice and clay. So that will be my goal. Thank you for voting, and again, I apologize for all the disconnects. Something that's nice, which I'm sure you probably have noticed... Oh, that's a stirring tool. Oh well. Guess that's my first stirring tool I've ever made. Is that... my workers are actually working now. As you probably have noticed, they're not like stuck because I moved my buildings away from the rocks. So in order to liberate this region, the riverbank region, I need to construct the riverbank large bridge, which is a big project. And it's next to Aratani, so it's going to be easiest for me to fast travel to Aratani. With that said, I know that those projects require bamboo. Oh, what the hell? Get out. This ain't your base. So I'll bring some bamboo with me. And maybe some stone so I don't have to collect my own stone. So a stack of stone. And I don't actually... I'll get the wood storage in here. A stack of bamboo. I will cut my own... Actually, I'll take planks. I'll just cut my own trees once I'm there. Because I know that logs are low. Oh my god, everyone's standing around. I caught you! They were all being lazy. So this here is the small Aratani bridge, which is the liberation requirement for Aratani. But I have the lofty idea of getting the large riverbank bridge. And if I'm not mistaken, that thing is big. So what we're going to need to do is to add more refugees as a workforce to actually do this seasonal project, because this is no small project. And then the riverbank region doesn't have a boss, doesn't have bandits in it, so I'm not going to have to kill any bandits, which is nice. That's a traveler outpost, not what I wanted. Here we are. So this thing is the Riverbank Large Bridge. Requires 15 workers to complete. So that's a lot of workers. Probably the best way to do it, which maybe is a little bit of a cheese way to do it, but I'll explain anyway, is to assign the workers only on the last day of the season, so that throughout the entire season they're being productive, and then only in the last day do they transition their work towards the bridge. Running a huge deficit just for the last day, but that's probably the way to go about it. So here is the supplies for the special project. 80 logs and 125 planks. So I'll start supplying it. I'll do planks first. Now, another way, of course, to do this is to just have your villagers get the supplies, but it's going to... I mean, the player works so much faster than the... than any of the individual villagers that a little bit of elbow grease goes a long way. I do think, however, that I am almost certain to break my tools in this resource collection requirement. Are these refugees or bandits? They look like refugees. So there's at least 5 refugees nearby that I can add. Of course, it's a 15-man project, so 5 is a fraction of what we'll need, but it's good to know that there is some handy workforce around. I don't, however, like to hire enough for, like, the entire project, because then you have to support those people afterwards, and it's, like, ridiculously expensive to balloon your population out that much. I mean, we're talking about that'd be like a 40% gain or something. It's almost all the planks are supplied. That was fast. The logs are going to be a little bit longer. This work site is close enough to Aratani that I don't think it needs a fast travel site. I'm not going to bother with that because it's just it's a quick run over. Do you need to leave trumps? Do you need to leave stumps for the trees to regrow? No. It's not like some of the other games, like Survival Fountain of Youth, where if you uproot the trunks, it's gone. No, that's not the ads. Let's try this again. Oh, I wasn't that close to planks. There we go. Now doing bark. We already got 47 47 of the 50 bark, so I'll plank one more. Apparently 2 more. There we go. That's all the bark. Got 18 of the 80 logs. And the nice thing about a village in this region is all of the regional resources are novel. There's no overlap between the Rebels region that I started in and here. So here is ice, premium conifer, and clay, and the Rebels region that I started in is copper and tin. Because you have a finite number of village bells, right? It takes a lot of effort to unlock new bells, so be strategic about where you place your villages for the resources that you need most in order to be the most effective. I think these are the premium conifer trees. I mean, a log is a log as far as the project's concerned. Yeah, these are the premiums. And I'm gonna stop tracking that. How many total villages can you get? You know, I actually don't know what it maxes out to. At least 4? But I never bothered to look up what the maximum is. Alright, we're halfway to the logs, and the chisel stone's gonna be really easy, because we have tons of stone in our stockpile, and chiseling it at a stonemason's station is easy. There's probably only a tree or two's worth of swinging left on this axe before it goes snap. And once it does, I'll go back to get the chiseled stone. Get down here, tree! No, not into the water. Don't do that to me. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 3rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timer to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow villagers.